I'm quite good with him, to be fair. But yeah, so I think it's Adam Salah. He's the one that set up the goal for the winner,
Yeah.
and I think he's someone that's quite like, you don't really pay too much attention to him, but he's someone that will trouble you if you don't have your eye on him, kind of thing.
I think a lot of like Georgia, for example, they've been quite good. They've all been quite good in
Teams, yeah.
moments. They've all
Mm,
got moments and they're all well coached because when they come into the final third, you could see patterns, movements. You can see them doing something that shows they have a relationship as a
yeah,
team.
yeah.
So it's possible so long as they can defend enough and they get up and they can get out of their own half. But
Mm,
going much further, I don't really see. I don't really see any of the smaller teams going far at all. I
yeah.
don't see any big surprises.
You know what? Yeah, I've got a feeling one of them teams might shock because I think this tournament so far has probably been about the team. I think the outstanding individual in the whole tournament so far, you're probably looking at Musiala, and then Lamine Yamal to an extent.
Mm.
But I think Yamal has played well, but I think Musiala's impact has been greater. But what just going back to Germany, like I think Germany got a bit of a problem with
Yeah,
because well to start the tournament off, I thought Musiala and Wirtz would work, but I think with both of them, the play has to be played through one of them, and unfortunately for Wirtz, because Musiala's more explosive,
yeah,
I think, and obviously he's the bigger name as well. I think Musiala's gonna shine more than what Wirtz is because I think obviously watching Bayer Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz is their main creator. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's the guy that they give it to make things happen. Whereas at Germany, he's got Musiala, and Musiala is the golden boy of German football.
True.
And for me, it's like I want both of them to start, but maybe for the balance of the team, you might have to just drop Wirtz if anything, and then play. I mean, I know he's been
Sane.
poor, like Leroy Sané, but and then play a different formation if they're going to do that. But yeah, it's interesting, man, because I want to see Wirtz play, but Wirtz is he's not in the game too much, and I think that's due to obviously the game being played through
Through
Musiala.
Musiala.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't know. I
but
think
yeah, I
it's too
think
hard to drop him, I think it's too hard to drop him. If the
what
game's
Wirtz,
open, yeah, I think if the game looks like an open game,
yeah,
signing 100%
mm,
because he's going to find space. But if they're playing against a low block,
yeah,
I think you need as many creative people on the pitch at the same time as possible, and you hope for the best at
yeah,
some points in time because as much as you have like the tactics and the plays and stuff like that, things you want to do, you
mm,
kind of need those guys to step up regardless, even if they're quiet for most of the game.
yeah,
You need them those moments. And so long as Wirtz can have one or two moments, he'll
mm,
have a fine tournament.
yeah. No. I agree, but I just think that with both of them in the team,
Yeah.
I think someone's going to miss out, and the likelihood is going to be Florian Wirtz because
Yeah.
Wirtz will always come off before Musiala as well.
Yeah.
And I think, I think what it is as well, I think because Gundogan's playing as like a number 10, come drop back a bit more deeper, which means that Wirtz is more or less playing from the right at times,
Yeah.
and obviously that's not his game. So, um, yeah, it's interesting, man. I think probably against better opposition, it might stand out a bit more. But for
Could
me,
do.
I mean, I wouldn't drop Wirtz, just making that clear. But I think I can't see him shining in this tournament.
So long as they can continue to rotate them, I think it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
But I think if you stick with him too long when it's not working out,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. It's tournament football, it's not the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I think
understand.
having him as an option off the bench is great as well.
Mm.
So because everyone has, the old adage, tired legs. So you bring on the fresh legs. But
Mm.
it's the mental side of it as well. So if you've had like if you're playing against a low block, they've had to concentrate 110% for 70 minutes. They're tired. You keep switching the ball. Space is going to turn up. So I think him either off starting or on the bench, I think is a great option for them. But I think like a lot of other players in the Euros or in international football in general, it's hard for them to kind of stand out.
Mm.
So like if you wanted to get onto England,
I
you
was
get
gonna
me?
I was gonna mention just
That's
next.
that's one of the things that's the biggest
Yeah,
problem. Like the
yeah,
balance you're talking about with Wirtz in there. I think
well, yeah.
England has it 10 times more.
Well, it's funny you should bring this up because I was just about to mention this. Yeah, obviously I've noticed you got the old Brummie accent as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to upset you with one of your boys. I know you're gonna.
Nah, do not comfort you. Do not comfort you. Do not comfort the man.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Obviously, people that have watched me, like, even I've got close friends as well.
Yeah.
They know that I've never been his biggest fan. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah. Um, I know the thing with England, yeah, England always do this, and it's a running pattern with England.
Mm.
They always have to choose someone that they think is going to lead them to glory. You know,
Yeah.
they've done it with Gascoigne, they've done it with Shearer,
With Owen,
Owen,
with Rooney.
Rooney, Wilshere, Barkley, Harry Kane, and now Harry Kane's surplus to requirements now because Jude Bellingham is the new toy in the playground basically.
Yeah.
And for me, Jude Bellingham, the fact that I see Jude Bellingham with number 10 on his back, to me is a disdain in football. Because
What
number
should be on
10,
his back?
he shouldn't be on his back. He should be wearing 22.
Sacrilege. That's
Now you know
sacrilege.
what? You know what?
That's
Give him, give him,
sacrilege.
give him, give him. If you want to give him 8, fair enough, yeah. But giving him 10 when I've seen guys like Ronaldinho wear that shirt, Messi, and Zidane, I just
Yeah,
can't.
but at the same time, you can say, yeah, like tens have won that number.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they've won that number, but we could go for a bunch of other players
yeah,
who wore that number as well. You never cooked at any point in time. And if you look at
yeah,
the positions he picks up, the best positions he picks up, by the way,
yeah.
are often the 10 positions. What was classically the 10.
Mm,
So for me, there's only 2 people who should play 10 for England, and that's him or Foden.
yeah.
But
So,
go on.
so the thing is, though, yeah, what I would say is that Bellingham's not even a number 10. He's a box to box midfielder. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I think what it is, and this is why Gareth Southgate is a poor manager because for Real Madrid, as everyone, I won't say everyone actually, people that probably don't watch the league but don't actually realize, but Bellingham was playing in a fake false nine, more
Like
most
four
advanced.
two kind of thing.
Yeah, so basically, because Ancelotti used to play Kaká behind Crespo and Shevchenko,
Yeah.
and he was the actual number 10 because they had 2 strikers. The difference with this Real Madrid team is that he's playing the same role, but he's got split wide men in Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. So
Yeah.
that means he can be the main source of goals because he hasn't got any midfield
Hasn't got as much. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
much, yeah. So that's why a lot of these goals were happening. And obviously, he's a strong runner. He's a powerful guy as well. And a lot of these goals were coming like from the third man running. Yeah. Now, what the problem is now, and I did say this when the tournament started, the fact that they've got a number 9 in Harry Kane, and Harry Kane wants to come to the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bellingham can make them third man runs as well, but it's a different system that he's playing. And the problem is, you're playing him as a number 10 to be the creator. But then you've got Foden, who Southgate is fitting into the team because Foden, obviously, rightfully so, won player of the season.
Yeah.
He loves Bukayo Saka. Harry Kane's the captain. Yeah, which means you're having to fit in all these players. Now, the one that's missing out really is Foden because Saka's going to play. Harry Kane's going to play. Bellingham's the new kid on the block, which means Foden's got to play from the left. But the problem is, Foden's playing for when Foden plays for Man City on the left, Man City's system is in a way where Foden can trust players on the ball and he can just, he can go in at number 10, he can go on the right, go on the left and mix it up.
You know what it is? I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, because this is for me England's biggest problem.
Yeah.
So Gareth Southgate is trying to create overloads in different parts of the pitch, especially as you go, as we're not even really in build-up play, but as we're progressing towards their box, he wants to overload a bunch of areas. He wants to overload the middle of the pitch. My issue is there's no outball. There's hardly ever outball. And if you watch England play half the time, you'll get, for example, you'll get Saka coming over to the left and all the plays on the left, and there's no real outball. So what's happening is you've got Harry Kane dropping back sometimes. You've got Bellingham floating in between. You've got Foden cutting in from the left.
Yeah.
You've got Saka, who's the only kind of outball, but he's playing more like a wide forward. You're not getting Walker
as well.
Yeah, you're not getting Walker overlap as much. And what's happening is the build-up play is going it's going through Declan Rice time after time, and there's no outball. There's no outball. So what you've had Rice and Trent's positioning has been either too far forward or too far back. So when we're getting pressed, it's too far forward. It needs to be a bit closer to Declan if they're going to bounce a pass and move it onto an out ball. But we don't have an out ball. And in the balance of the in the team, the best place for an out ball would either be up front or out wide on the left.
Yeah.
But that don't exist. You've seen it once or twice through Saka, and it seems to have done. It looks good when he gets in behind. But because you don't have it on the other side and it gets congested, everything slows down, it gets recycled over and over. And my issue with Gareth Southgate is he's trying to emulate a player. Like he said, he wants to emulate, what's his name? Was it Calvin? No, what's his name? My head's gone blank. The Man City guy.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, that's right, Calvin Phillips. So he wants to emulate what he did, but I'm not even sure what he did in the team.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the England's biggest problem is Southgate because he doesn't know and he hasn't known the best system